Alright guys, here we go, the very final video, the best and worst of 2013, guys. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed everyone's videos so far. I have about 7 dishonorable mentions, so let's get those out of the way first. Alright, my first one, I was really excited for this movie. I don't know why it did so poorly. I saw this again with one of my best friends. At one point, she took her phone out, and at one point I said, "What time is it?" Because I was so bored. My first one is The Great Gatsby. I'm a huge fan of the book. I love Great Gatsby. The Robert Redford version kicks this one's ass so far. This one focused too much on the style and it fell on top of itself. My next honorable mention is part 3 of one of the most forced trilogies ever, Hangover Part 3. I don't know why this had to be a trilogy. It was not necessary. The first one is a fantastic comic. It's a great standalone film. But no, you had to make it into a Todd Phillips, why did you do that? Next is the college ripoff of The Hangover 21 and over. Oh my god. I will say, Miles Teller, you are not good at comedy. You are better at drama. You are not gonna do good in the awkward moments. This was directed and written by the writers of The Hangover. How do you mess this up? It was just stupid. Enough said. My next one, I don't even know why this was made at all. This was based on a true story again, and they tried to make a comedy out of it. It was not needed. This is pain and gain. Watching Michael Bay making a very bad event make into a comedy. The only good performance was Dwayne Johnson. Just the fact that they tried to make 3 assholes into heroes was just one of the worst things you could have ever done with this movie. It was too long, should I add, as well, like any other Michael Bay movie. It's just a typical Michael Bay movie, just based on a true story. Dozens of hot chicks and less explosions. Enough said. Next, even though we had a great year for horror films and a great remake for Evil Dead, we had a remake that just pissed me off. My next one is Carrie. The entire time I was sitting in this theater, I was just shielding my eyes thinking, why did this have to happen? Alright, my next one. Alex and I literally just saw this yesterday. I'm a huge samurai movie fan. I'm just gonna get straight at 47 Ronin was awful. They butchered the 47 Ronin Samurai. It was the guy's first movie and it cost $225 million to make.
What?
Yep. More than R.I.P.D. Lucas. This is for sure the box office bomb of the year. And my final mention, this goes to a Harry Potter ripoff movie, but Greek mythology wise. This is Percy Jackson's Sea of Monsters. I've heard the books are great, but you try and put a Harry Potter flair into this, and you know that why? Because Chris Columbus directed the first one. He directed the first 2 Harry Potter movies. That's why. And this one was directed by a guy named Thor. No joke. They tried to make Percy Jackson Harry Potter. They tried to make the girl from Texas Chainsaw 3D the next Hermione, but she sucked. They tried to make Brandon T. Jackson the Black Ron. This movie sucked. Alright guys, here we go. My top 10 shit stands of the year.
Number 10.
Number 10, this movie came out literally at the end of August. It stars a great actor and a shitty actress. My number 10 is Getaway. I'm gonna tell you guys something right here. When you do car chase after car chase after car chase after car chase, that is not entertaining. It gets old. There's a little thing called repetition. Rinse and repeat. That's the entire cycle this movie did. Ethan Hawke tries his best in this movie. Selena Gomez was annoying and saying one. She's in another movie which I will get to later on, should I add. The main guy, John Voight, the voice in this movie, says, "Do not get caught or else I'll kill your wife." He gets caught 10 times in this movie, okay? Ethan Hawke's wife would have been dead 10 times. Guys, like Christian Harloff says, you need to get away from this movie.
Number 9.
Number 9. Gore Verbinski used to be a great director when he did the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I'm just gonna straight forward to number 9 is The Lone Ranger. When you have Johnny Depp as a Native American with a dead bird on his head. Don't even get me started on Arnie Hammer as the Lone Ranger. People have saying he should be Batman. Shut the hell up about it. He is never gonna be Batman. He made this longer than The Dark Knight, longer than it needed to be. Even though the score by Hans Zimmer was great, the opening and the action sequences were the only good things about this movie. Johnny Depp, get that dead bird off your damn head. Seriously, it's not cool at all. You just look like a freaking idiot the entire time.
Number 8.
Number 8. Now, this is gonna be the most controversial pick on the list because I know a lot of people like this movie, but you know what? This was the most uncomfortable sit-through of my life here. Number 8 is Spring Breakers. The first 5 minutes, it's just girls, they're grating the hell out of themselves. Now, I won't, get me wrong, I'm a guy. I like boobs, okay? It got so uncomfortable, I didn't want to watch the movie, okay? The editing sucked so much, the girls' performances, I wanted to go through the screen every single time they said spring break, bitches. At some point, it gets annoying. Now, while my James Franco did a good job as a wannabe rapper, that does not save it. The soundtrack, I hate the soundtrack. I hate dubstep, and that annoys me. I get that Harmony Korine wanted to show that this is what girls do, but this movie was pounding me over the head so much with this. I get a lot of you like Spring Breakers. I just did not. I thought it was a piece of garbage. I hated it.
Number 7.
Okay, number 7. 2 veteran actors in this movie. You have Harrison Ford and Gary Oldman. But anyway, number 7 is Paranoia. This movie was just freaking atrocious. The acting, awful. What the hell were Gary Oldman and Harrison Ford doing in this movie? I don't get it. And here's the thing. This movie was called Paranoia. Not one point in this movie was anyone paranoid.
Number 6.
Okay, number 6. 2 years ago, we had one of the worst animations I'd ever seen, made by the guy who directed 2 Scooby-Doo movies. They made a sequel because the first one made $500 million. I don't know why. Number 6 is Smurfs 2. A slight improvement by a hair thread. The only good things was one scene that involved Smurfette experimenting with evil and had the right amount of slow motion. But then you ruin the scene by having a dick joke in the next scene. Voice acting is just as annoying as the original. Every single joke I called out, every single thing I called what was gonna happen. I hate the soundtrack. Neil Patrick Harris, what are you doing? You're ruining your career by being in these piece of shit kids movies. I get it, these are kids movies, but parents, don't take your kids to see these pieces of trash. Take them to see Toy Story, Up, Finding Nemo, and the Studio Ghibli movies. Anything but Smurfs 2. This was so atrocious, and that's why it's my number 6.
Number 5.
These top 5, they put me in hell. Adam Sandler, he used to be funny back then. You had Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, 50 First Dates, I kinda like. You made Grown Ups. I hate that movie. Why did you make a sequel? Did you really have to do that? Grown Ups 2 is one of the worst sequels I've ever seen in my entire life. Rob Schneider was not in this, thank God. That's the only thing that saves this pile of crap. Adam Sandler is not funny anymore. Chris Rock was the only thing that made me laugh in this movie one time. All because he splashed beer in a kid's face. Poop jokes the entire time. It's a PG movie with some of the most worst sexual endo that kids are not going to understand. Dennis Duke and Adam Sandler, they just get their friends together and they make these shitty YouTube videos or home videos that they call movies. Fuck you guys.
Number 4.
Number 4. Spoof comedy. It's done with, guys. Scary Movie 1 was actually funny. 2 was great. 3, it was okay. 4 was the Empire Retardery. Scary Movie 5 was one of the worst comedies I've ever seen in my life. Sinister, Paranormal Activity, Mama, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. You parody Inception. You parody Honey Boo Boo.
They also parodied the Haunted House, which is also.
And they parody Black Swan and Medea. You hit your lowest though when you parody Medea. It's slapstick humor done in all the wrong ways. Slapstick humor is not funny anymore, guys. The only thing that made me laugh in this entire movie was a line of text. What the fuck? That was my reaction for every joke in this movie. That's why it's my number 4. Number 3, another comedy movie. I took my friend Shane to see this with me. I feel bad now for doing this. I feel terrible for doing this. When I first saw the trailer for this movie, it looked like it would be a guilty pleasure movie. A movie that was so bad that was good, but no. Movie 43 was bad in every single aspect it could have been. When you have the first scene that has a pair of balls on Hugh Jackman's chin or throat, you have one of the worst comedies I've ever seen in my entire life. None of the sketches were funny. The only sketch that was funny, that was in the trailer, was the Terrence Howard was the basketball sketch. The sketch where it was Anna Faris wanting Chris Pratt to take a shit on him. I have nothing to say to you guys. Movie 43, just go to hell, please.
Number 2.
Number 2. Every start of the year, we have some bad horror movies. Every start of the year. And this year, this was a horror movie that came out that I saw really had my faith down in horror movies until I saw Evil Dead and The Conjuring. Number 2 is Texas Chainsaw 3D. As a horror fan, this hurt me. This hurt me on the inside. When you try and portray Leatherface as an anti-hero, who came up with that idea? Portraying Leatherface as an anti-hero is like we're trying to make Charles Manson an anti-hero. That just doesn't work, okay? The acting was atrocious. The gore was atrocious. There was nothing scary the entire time. I was angry leaving this movie. I considered walking out. I considered it, but I didn't. The director was awful. The writing was awful. So the main girl in this movie, okay? Leatherface killed your friends. And at one point, you toss him his chainsaw in the end saying, "Do your work, cuz."
Wow, really? Wow.
Are you a dumbass? The grandma says, your cousin Leatherface is downstairs. He just wants to be taken care of and loved, and he will protect you. Way to say that after you've shown us him killing all of her best friends. Great job, filmmakers. Well done, everyone. Well done.
It's number 1.
Number 1. There was no contest for number 1. This takes a chance out would have been number 1 if it hadn't been for this movie. I forced my brother and my friend Lucas to sit down with me, and I feel so bad for doing this. I can't even bring myself words to describe this movie. Number 1. The Starving Games. Jason Freeberg and Aaron Salter are not directors. They're not filmmakers. They are spawns of Satan. They do not know comedy. How are they making movies? People are saying, give them a break. The movie had barely any budget. That pisses me off even more. This movie had a budget. Captain Entertainment and 3 Doors, what, 3 boxes, whatever the hell it was. The fact that these guys give them the budget. Horrible acting, awful graphics. Now, I get, again, barely any budget. The fact that this movie parodies movies that came out years ago. Avatar, Sherlock Holmes, it parodies Harry Potter again. Did you guys already parody that an epic movie? You do the same thing again. That's when you know these guys suck, is when they scrape the bottom of the barrel for ideas. No, they bust open the bottom of the barrel and even go further down the toilet for ideas. That's how horrible these guys are for filmmakers, okay? None of the jokes make sense. What are their jokes? Someone gets hit, a joke goes on longer for needed, a stupid poop joke. Oh, poop jokes, fart jokes, dick jokes.
Oh yeah, Austin. And I have a huge anus here. Is there a huge anus in the stands?
Fill in my hooters. Are you kidding me? Okay, now to end this movie, I'm gonna use a quote from the Nostalgia Critic. Jason Freeberg and Aaron Soldier don't just jump the shark, okay? No. They do more than that. They jump the shark, come back, shoot it, rape it, devour its flesh, raping its soul, and mounting its head on the wall 12 times. Jason Freeberg and Aaron Soldier, go to hell and stay there. Anyways, Starving Games is my number 1 shit-stinging of the year. Thankfully, I did not spend a dime on this movie. And if anyone ever liked this movie, tell me why. I will actually debate with you on it. That is why it's my number 1. Alright guys, so those are my top 10 best and worst films there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, thank you guys for tuning in to everyone's list, to Alex's, to Lucas's, to Joe's, to Shane's list. I hope you guys enjoyed the extravaganza that we did. We had a lot of fun doing this. We might do it again next year, who knows? But anyways, until my first review of 2014, I will see you guys next time.
Seriously, do it. Do it. Do it.